Hi folks, I'm smoking my new Dagna reverse calabash, which Simon was so kind to sell me. And in it I've got 3 nuns, which is a little bit damp, so I might have trouble keeping it going. I must say this is a beautiful pipe to smoke with. It's much cooler, I think, because the smoke's also in the chamber from when you draw in, so the next mouthful is a bit cooler. It's a nice pipe. Over on the UK pipe community page, there's a discussion at the moment about smoking in public, whether you just like smoking at home and in your garden, or whether you're prepared to smoke out in public. And I'm quite happy smoking in public. Partly, I think, because there's a little bit of an exhibitionist in me, but also because I think it's important that people see people smoking pipes. You often see people smoking cigarettes or vapors, but very rarely do you see somebody with a pipe. And I think the more we're seen smoking pipes, the more people get used to it and realise that there are still pipe smokers around. Because the temptation is in this country that we treat ourselves as if we're in some way being naughty, in some way doing something wrong. And that's partly because of the way the government's treating pipe smoking at the moment, and partly also, I think, because we've withdrawn into a ghetto mentality. Now, one of the things that I did before Christmas, quite a bit before Christmas, we had some armed police walking around town. So I went up to talk to them, to thank them for what they were doing. And as I was doing so, a town policeman came up to me and we were talking, and I asked him about the rules for pipe smoking within town, whether it was all right. And he said, you can smoke anywhere in town except where there's a ban on smoking. And he said, but bans on smoking in town, unless it's on private property, have to be passed by the local council. And they have to enforce it, not the police. He said, it's up to them. He said, if they make the rules, to enforce the rules that they make. And he said, feel free to smoke in Newcastle, outside. If anybody says anything to you, he should tell them to mind their own business. It's just nothing to do with anybody else. You are not breaking the law. You are following your lawful entertainment, which I thought was quite good, and it was something that I needed to hear, so I felt comfortable about smoking around. And what I'm trying to do is to go out regularly now. I haven't started yet because of the weather, but I intend to get some exercise. And one of the ways I thought of doing that was to going and finding a place to smoke and maybe do a video outside, which will show you some of the local area and some of the green places and the wooded places in the city, or in the local area of the city that I live in. It'll help me with exercise, but it'll also, people will see me hopefully smoking and not be surprised to see someone smoking a pipe. The ones that I do get comments on are with the Cobbett or church warden pipes. People think that they're quite nice and unusual. But I'm also hoping that somebody else who smokes a pipe might stop and talk to me. And then, you never know, we might be able to arrange a place to have a pipe together, which will help that feeling of isolation. I don't know whether that will work or not, but I'm sort of hoping it does. The other thing I want to thank people for is their response to my last video. It wasn't meant by me to be a judgmental video, although I think it could have possibly been read like that, but nobody said that to me. You've given me a lot of food for thought by your answers and helped me to think more seriously about how I sell stuff, and that there's nothing wrong in having 2 or 3 cans of a particular tobacco at a time for the seller. Because I want to try and get some aged tobacco in before I shuffle off this mortal coil. So I found that very helpful. And in fact, this week I got 6 cans of tobacco, 6 tins. You know, the H&H Latakia, Virginia, and I forget what the other one was that I got. And I've got Old Dark Fired, Kentucky, because I want to get used to different tobaccos so that I can recognise them better. My palate's improved considerably, and I'm aware now of different tastes and different tobaccos that I'm smoking. Excuse me a minute. And let me just knock out some of this ash. Well, that was more. Apparently I've smoked to the bottom. Well, anyway. I've noticed, even within the short time that I've been smoking, that the jarred stuff that I've got, that's open and that's part of my rotation, is beginning to get nice scents, jar flavours. When I smell the jars and open them, they each have a unique nose about them. So that's quite good. I noticed that I'm now over 400, quite well over 400. And so when I get to 500, I want to do a giveaway as a thank you to those that have subbed to me. And I want to say now thank you to them. I'm really grateful. I'm not in this to make money from the YouTube site, although I am allowing adverts and that kind of thing on it, I think just to see what happens and how it is, although I might stop that. You may have noticed that I've cut my hair as well tonight, or Carolyn's cut it. It was getting very long, and I wanted to do it so that I could then concentrate on my beard. I'm not going to go on for much longer with this, except to share 1 or 2 things with you. Carolyn's at the moment reasonably well, although in a lot of pain, and is wearing surgical shoes to help her feet not to go back into place, because they said that was far too late, but to be more comfortable. One of our little dogs is having trouble. It's limping like mad. It's got, I think it's the ligaments of the leg that are stretching, and she needs to really have 2 operations, one on each back leg. So we're going to have to deal with that quite soon. And the other thing that I'm hoping to start very soon now, because I have enough money to buy a polisher, is to get on with some restoration. I've got some pipes that need cleaning up and their stems doing, so I'm quite looking forward to that. But I've decided that I want to smoke mainly new pipes from new, so that I can keep them in tip-top condition. And because the ones that I've got seem to smoke a lot better. So I'll be concentrating on that. I've really enjoyed some of the videos people have been putting up, and found them very helpful, especially some of the ones on restoration work, but also the more chatty ones, because that's how we get to know about each other. And I want to try and use Voxter a bit more. The difficulty I have is working out the time difference between here and the various parts of the States. So I need to look that up and try and work out when's the best time to contact various people. So don't be surprised if you get me on Voxter trying to contact you. The people who've contacted me so far, it's been really nice to talk to them, especially to Ghost Cobb, who's become a real friend and someone who I enjoy talking to. And also to Pipe Tree. We've talked on the phone, and I need to give him a phone. So if you're watching this at any time, expect a phone call from me sometime early evening during the next week. It's one of the things being in England that we're more spread out, I think. Not more spread out because America's much bigger, but there are fewer of us, and it's easy not to get in contact with each other. So again, any UK smokers, don't be surprised if I try and contact you. It would be good to go down to Glossop maybe to the pipe meet there, although it's quite a way, and so is the Nottingham Pipe Club. I need to work out distances and that kind of thing. So I've sort of got several things in my mind going on. Most of them I know that I just have to do them. But when you're shy, which I am very shy, you might not believe it, but from my videos, but I am, it's often difficult to make that move and to speak out to people. I've just realised that Carolyn's put something amongst my pipes. I'm going to get it to show you. She's made a felted fox with a little jacket on, and he was sat or stood near my pipes. I don't know whether that's a message to me or what, but I think he looks quite nice, really. He's got a nice bushy tail. He's got his little socks on his legs and arms and feet, and his ears. She hasn't done bad with that one. She loves doing felting, amongst other things, lace work and spinning and various things. And it's nice for me to be sat here and her sat sort of next to me when she's up, and just doing our own thing. and watching television, and me smoking various blends. Right, that's 15 minutes, and I think that's probably long enough for me to ramble on. So I want to wish you all the best, to thank you for your friendship and for your input. I find it very helpful. And to say, may you be richly blessed over the new year and the coming year. May it be the best year that you've had so far. And may your God always go with you.